Welcome to the Shake Up Podcast. I'm your host and co-founder of Mr. Consistent, Jared Bell. This is a podcast where we invite friends of the brand into our studio. We get to know their story a little bit better. We chat all things business, culture, and marketing, all while shaking up a few cocktails. This week on the Shake Up Podcast, we have a very good friend of mine joining me on the mic, and she is no stranger to a mic, the Mollie Rose. From traveling to LA on her own with less than $300 in her pocket, working alongside Cara Delaveign as a professional model, and touring DJ for Jeffrey Starr, Mollie has had enough life experiences to trump us all and has some amazing stories that go with it. Mollie and her partner Brok have recently entered into the world of parenthood, welcoming precious baby girl Bambi. Best thing about it, parenthood hasn't stopped Mollie from living her best life. That being said, she's had some bumps along the way, but Mollie's perseverance has kept anything from getting in the way of her career. So grab a drink and let's get into this episode. Welcome to another episode of The Shake Up. This week, we have a very good friend of mine, a long-term friend of mine, the Mollie Rose. Welcome to the studio.
Hello.
How are you? Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
You've been vaping a couple of times. You a little bit nervous?
No. Put the vape away. Yeah, I am nervous.
Are you really?
I'm a bit nervous.
It's just
always, me. Yeah, but just talking. None. There's cameras around and microphones. Don't know what I'm going to say.
3 cameras. You'll be right.
Yeah.
You have cameras, lights on you all the time, so I don't know why you're nervous.
It's different when you talk.
It's not
you can't take it back. Yeah, but you can't take back what you say.
Mollie is, what do you class yourself as? Because you like sing, perform,
artist?
you're artist. Like,
yeah.
You write your own songs, you DJ, you model, you have a certain part of your life that is influencer based as well. For sure. Just call yourself an artist.
It's just easier. Artist. I feel like I'm still not necessarily an influencer.
No, you're an artist.
Yeah.
With a following.
Yeah. That's a good one.
There you go. That's how we'll pitch it.
Yeah.
That's how we'll pitch it to the agency.
Yeah.
So, Mollie, you've been back in Australia because you were working like for the longest period of time. The first time I met you, you just come back from the UK, from London. You were over there modelling for like how many years?
Oh, God, on and off 2 or 3 years. And before that, LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you came back purely based on like health reasons and stuff like that. And you just.
Modelling industry kills your soul.
Had enough.
Yeah. Came back, wanted normal life.
A normal life.
That didn't happen, but at the time, it sounded like a great idea.
I feel like you came back for a normal life and it just kicked it up a level for you.
Yeah. I had a normal life, I reckon, like 3-4 months.
3-4 months.
Yeah.
Because you came back and you were working with. Was it who you were? Social agency or was it?
Social agency and SaaS management. I was just doing their admin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember because I was doing bits and pieces with SaaS and you met a very good friend of mine, Mr. Brok Nelson, who you are now engaged to.
Doing the eyes.
Across the room?
Yeah, across the room. Was told don't go near him, but look.
And then that's how we met because I remember going in the office and Brok was like, this is Mollie, and I was like, man, stop looking at that chick so weird across the room.
Why are you introducing me to this person that you would never normally talk to?
She's just the admin chick, like, what are you talking to? Why are you introducing me to her?
You weirdo.
And then we started hanging out a little bit and you were still living sort of normal life and I learned a little bit about you and why you came back from the UK and the whole toxic modelling industry thing that you were kind of caught up in over there.
Yeah, over there it's just you're a coat hanger with no personality. You don't have a say in anything. Obviously I've got crazy hair and tattoos all and stuff now and I was just put in a box over there and they needed you to weigh nothing, eat nothing, have coffee for breakfast, lunch and dinner. And I just had enough. I wasn't enjoying the jobs I was getting anymore. It wasn't worth modelling.
Staying there, yeah.
No, it wasn't
friends
worth.
And stuff like kind of like.
Yeah, like even obviously all my family, I had family over there, but my mum and dad are here and I had no support and the modelling industry, especially overseas, is so harsh. Like
they kind of chuck you, like you go like
in the deep end straight away. Yeah, Fashion week, crazy.
And they kind of just put you in a house, right? Like
a model house with bunk beds.
Yeah, you get flown over.
People steal your shit. Like it's crazy.
People don't know. It's like a reality TV show. Like you get flown over, you sign this contract and you get flown over to a model house.
Yeah.
Literally bunk beds.
Bunk beds.
You're sharing rooms with
half
people.
The people you're with, I think there were 6 in our house. They didn't even speak English. I had to get a lock on my suitcase, like food, clothes, money, everything missing all the time. Like it was crazy. Yeah, picked up for castings in the morning, like you're out all day on this little bloody bus, come back, and it's not the glamorous lifestyle.
It's a reality TV show without the cameras.
Yeah. I moved out, got my own place eventually when I could afford it, but yeah, it was not fun. Yeah.
Glad you came home. Doesn't sound fun. You came home, you took this admin job. You met Mr. Brok Nielsen.
Yeah.
And then like his agency and like I know you work in the agency a little bit, but Together Agency is it's like an artist management agency for DJs and musos and that kind of stuff. And you've always been into music. And I feel like when you met Brok, like you'd always been into music and writing music, like, and you told me that.
Then he started to realize.
He kind of pushed you and was like, hey, like you're actually fucking really good at this. Like,
want a DJ?
Want a DJ?
We need a girl DJ. Yeah. Want some lessons?
And then you started DJing.
Yeah. It was funny. I had 2 lessons and they threw me in a club and I was like really bad, like terrible. Didn't even know. So when the lights went off, I was like, I can't see the decks. I don't know where anything is.
I've lost all the buttons that I've been told to push.
I had my phone torch out looking for the buttons whilst I was DJing. Like it was a train wreck. Anyway, that club were pretty pissed off. Rattlesnake, that was the first club. But got me there. I felt like it was good that I was thrown in the deep end so quickly though. Because it made me, of that. Yeah, because he's like, don't worry, you'll be fine. I'm like, I'm not okay. I'm not good enough to do this. Then had everyone like bartenders picking on me, like, who's this chick? Like all security, just like all paying me out. And I'm like, you wait. I will prove you all wrong. Like
I'll learn.
Yeah, I'll learn.
But there's
Might
a
be
bit
bad,
of
but I'll learn.
It doesn't help that there's a bit of a, like for female DJs, especially like being a DJ, like there is definitely a stigma behind female DJs having.
They all just fake it.
Fake it. Like, and everyone, there is DJs that are male DJs that do exactly the same thing. And there's, but you are actually musically talented and not like, you can't just have 2 lessons and know what you're doing behind DJ decks.
No way. Lucky I had the musical background or else, oh my God, club lights on, everyone out, finished.
And then you've gone from there to then writing your own music and then actually doing like proper stage performances and like selling out some smaller venues and
that was crazy.
Having like backup dancers and releasing your own music and all that kind of stuff. How do you go from having 2 lessons of DJing to then organising and making all that kind of stuff happen?
Honestly, just me as a person, I can't just be normal and do one thing. I've always had to do a million things at once because I grew up singing and songwriting. My dad's a muso, dad's a drummer.
Yep.
I was like, what's something that I can do that's still DJing because that's my main income and career, but make it me. So that's when I started doing the live shows and bringing dancers and everything else into it. I just wanted to do something different that hasn't been done before here. Yeah. I still want to do more when we can.
Yeah, when we're allowed to.
Yeah, when we're allowed to. Wow, mind blank is going out the window. It's flying away. But no, I definitely think that with like songwriting and everything like that, I'm back in the studio. I'm working with a producer, Ty Daniels. He's amazing. That's kind of the next thing. Again, we'll start releasing music, hopefully be allowed to tour. Like,
do you feel like the timing is right though? Like because when you came back here, you were pretty set on going back to a normal 9-to-5 job.
I think I just needed that minute of reality to get my health sorted for the time being, be with family and friends again. Yep. And I think music has always been in me in the back of my mind, and modelling was something that I just fell into. So coming home, it made me remember, that's right.
Yeah.
You're a musician, you're an artist. You still do modelling stuff on the side that's fun and creative, but
you want to express yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like that's for somebody who is somebody as a creative, it's really hard to, like, my dad was always like, no tattoos, like, all that, like, you know, you're not going to be a DJ, like, well, like I think I said this the other day.
Get a normal job.
Yeah, get a normal job. Like, and Chris Black was on the podcast the other day, Critty.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no blueprint for musicians to become a professional musician. There's no like corporate ladder. There's no any of that kind of stuff. It's like you kind of just wing it and you get help from people that have kind of done bits and pieces before. And like the chance meeting of Brok was probably pretty well timed in terms of being able to
pretty crazy.
Like make things happen.
Yeah, and that like him and his business partner Stevie, they're so supportive as well. And I think kind of just went, look, you can do this, even though maybe at the time I was like, no, I don't want to do it. I just want normal life. Like, you can do this and let's just help you. And anything that you need. Yeah, and in normal life, but next minute.
He's got you on a stage.
Yeah. So, but no, I'm super thankful for them. They're bloody legends.
They've done a good job. And you kind of, I think when you first came back, I was just saying to you before off camera, I was like, there's like a local boutique here and we did a photo shoot together and I was like, I'd shot some influencers and stuff before for previous jobs and then I'd never shot with like a model, like a model that is like a trained, knows what they're doing when you're shooting them. And
it was fun.
Yeah, I was like, holy fuck, how much easier is this? Like, I thought I was struggling.
You thought it was you.
Yeah, I thought it was me.
You thought it was your skills.
It probably was.
No, you were bloody great.
But then like, I was like, wow, this is actually like, this is crazy. Like, I can't believe how much easier it makes life when they like
know what they're doing.
Is not a skill set easily obtained.
No, like even that took me, like I think I got scouted when I was 17, 18. Like I did full-time ballet before that.
Yeah.
Like left school when I was 12 and was homeschooled, did full-time ballet.
Holy shit.
Then fell into modelling. And at first it was like brutal. Like they'd just get you in rooms looking in the mirror, like making sure you know what you look like when you pull that face. What's your good side, doing walks and stuff. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Oh, yeah. Crazy to look back.
Do you prefer singing, songwriting? Do you prefer DJing? Do you prefer modelling? Like, what's your preference?
Singing, songwriting always has my heart, but also I love being on stage. So then I'd have to say DJing to be on stage, or if I was to do my shows again.
There's something about performing, right?
Yeah, like performing. It's just a different thing. Like being in front of people, seeing them enjoy like what you're doing too.
Yeah.
I love writing and being at home and, you know, making music, but it's not the same as being on stage. Like nothing compares to that feeling that you get when you're performing. Like
the energy you put out, and when it comes back, you're like
yes.
Oh, it's a massive ego boost.
Like, thank you. Did it. Pat on the back.
This is a sick ego boost. I'll be honest. Who are because when you started DJing, there wasn't like, there's a few girl DJs, but there's not a lot in that in-between space. Like there's not a lot that's you're either just starting or you're a Tiger Lily or a Brooke Evers or somebody that's like.
It was hard to find that person to, I guess, look up to or be like, you can get there at the time, definitely.
Because there's not many in that middle stage. And
no,
then
not
kind of
girls
like,
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you kind of found this little niche of because of your like fashion background and your Instagram following and all that kind of stuff, you kind of fitted into work. Like I know like you've done stuff with like Vogue and Jeffrey Starr and like
done some pretty crazy stuff.
Like Jeffrey Starr, like if people don't know for reference, Jeffrey Starr is a huge, he's probably the biggest makeup artist in the world, like, or YouTube star as well.
Yeah,
like,
YouTube star, like has his own makeup line.
Yeah.
But
like, huge. Like people go mad for this.
Crazy.
Like,
and I toured, like I was his DJ for his whole Aussie tour, like with his team, like just him and his team. It was crazy.
But it like, because I remember it because Carissa was working on that project.
Yeah.
My wife. And she was like, there's just like, because it wasn't a DJ gig as normal, right? Like you would turn up to
live shows.
Yes, it's like Pacific Fair is like it's like a meet and greet, right?
It's like a meet and greet. Like there was the Pack Fair, but Sydney and Melbourne were both like stage shows.
Yeah, right.
So I didn't even realize really that obviously my job was to pump everyone up to meet Jeffrey Starr. So it was kind of like, even with that, I was just thrown in the deep end.
And how many people are we talking? Like we're talking thousands.
Thousands, yeah. Like Sydney, I can't remember the name of that place, but it was packed, like fully upstairs. It was one of the most mental things I've done, yeah.
And everyone's sober.
Yeah.
And you're DJing and trying to pump up the crowd. And it was
kids as well. Like, yeah, he has young following. Like,
yeah, he's got like down to like 14, 15.
Yeah,
like, even
like teenagers.
Yeah,
so
teenagers
it was
and stuff, eh?
hard to get all like non-swearing music and stuff.
Very different crowd.
Yeah. Very, very different, but fun.
And then
really
because
fun.
you got to hang out with him and do all that kind of stuff as well, right?
Got to hang out. He likes to chill out. Let's just say that. He's really, yeah.
As soon as you
can't say much more.
You got NDAs and shit, yeah.
Yeah. We had to sign so much stuff, but they were all really lovely. Like they looked after me so much because I was away for, I think it was like around a month that I was at different states with them. So they were all really cool.
That's so cool. What other big brands? What other big stuff have you done like that?
Kid Inc. I did his tour here.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Like Brody Jenner. When he toured Australia, Bad Barbie.
Yeah.
You know that, is it Dr. Phil? Is that what she came off?
Yeah. Catch Me Outside or whatever it was. Yeah, is that her?
Yeah. How about that? How about that?
Catch Me Outside.
Yeah.
Catch Me Outside.
Yeah. Well, like Sean Kingston. I've done, there's been.
Fuck, you done some sick shit, eh?
Yeah. I think I forget sometimes.
Do you look back?
I look back,
walk down memory lane?
Yeah, especially like even before, say, doing a podcast something and they have written down who you've worked with, you're like, oh, that's right. I've worked with bloody Jeffrey Starr, or like you just forget. Like even when I was modelling, you just.
Any like pinch me moments through those, like any of those ones where you're like, whoa, this was.
Probably hanging out with like Cara Delaveign and Rita Ora in London.
That's sick.
Yeah, but again, I think it's just like you're just surrounded by it that it becomes kind of a normal thing.
Starts becoming normal. You're not like when you meet those people, you're not like, oh, it's just Rita Ora sitting in the corner.
Yeah, but they're all like, they're all really lovely. Okay. Yeah, hi. I think Cara was like, because obviously I was modelling at that time and she was such a big name that I was like, holy shit, don't say anything stupid. But she was just so laid back and so cool. And there was a place we always went in London called The Box, and it was like this club. No phones or anything, just like big booths and all like drag shows and stuff.
Yeah, right.
So you just get to mingle and meet their friends, and it was definitely
cool.
Yeah, a cool experience.
Sheesh. Fucking Sean Kingston. Get out of town. Molly, have you ever worked behind a bar?
Have I worked behind a bar?
Yeah.
I'm the most clumsy human. I pick up a cup of water and it's on the ground. No, I have not.
This should be good because we're going to see how fast you can make a cocktail.
Have you got an hour?
Well, the slowest somebody's ever gone is Coco.
Yeah.
Coco Loberg, and that was 41 seconds.
That's really quick. What do you mean?
We're going to get... Is there anybody on the board you want to beat? Did you look at the board before you came in?
No, I didn't see it.
There's like Cat, Emma's on there.
Mate, if I can just not come last, that's...
All right, we're aiming for not 22. We're not, we're aiming to not be 22nd.
Wow.
Which is last. You're
20, I thought you said 40-something, 26.
No, 41.06 is the time to beat.
Okay.
And Coco's number 21 on the board.
Okay, right, all right.
I reckon we're going to get you in under 30 seconds.
Okay, let's
all right?
see. Yeah.
Let's get this set up.
Okay, done.
Let's go. You want to go have a quick vape and we'll come back?
I'm going to need a few vapes, a few puffs.
We are all set up for the speed test. We've got the selfie timer on here, the camera.
Got it all bloody happening.
I've given you some instructions. I'm going to talk. We're going to run through it. We're going to fucking go fast.
That's so fast.
75 mils of Mr. Consistent Mix. 45 mils of the gin.
Yeah.
Ice.
Yeah.
Shake 5 times.
Yeah.
Strain it out and garnish.
Is that thing?
That's that thing.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Do you know how to use the strainer?
No, but we'll work it out.
No, we're going to quick demo now. It goes on top like that.
Oh, okay.
And the trick is
when
you put it on, strain it out and get the fruit out at the same time. So you use one hand.
One hand?
One hand to pour it
Trust
out.
Me, one hand on that, okay.
One, like this.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah.
At the same time. Bang.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Yeah. And it's all going in the silver one, right?
It's all going in the silver one. Glass one goes on top.
Okay.
And you know how to crack it?
No, but we'll figure it out.
Okay,
it's fine.
You ready?
Smack it a bit, right? Okay.
We're going to go on 3, 2, 1, go. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
Okay.
All right, push the microphone away so you don't whack that. And you can make as much mess as you want because now the microphone's the other way. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Ice first. Scoop it in, go. No, go. That's enough.
Oh,
That's enough. Mix all the way to the top. Pick it up. Let's go all the way to the top. Bang, put it in. Gin. Second line down. Keep going. Fill it up. Bang, keep going. Yeah, no, there you go. Bang. All right, glass on. Go soft. Shake 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Crack it open. You got to crack. Oh
on the side.
It's stuck.
There you go.
Phone a friend.
Strainer on. One
option
hand
D.
and get the fruit out. There we go. Put the fruit on. How are we going? Put the fruit on. Bang. 36 seconds.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Wow.
36 seconds. I did have to open the shaker for you.
Look, we got there.
36.
You're not last.
Jeez. Really? Not last?
36. 37.
So I just need to figure out how to open the thing.
Need to figure out how to open the shaker. Also, your partner is a bar.
He never makes me cocktails though, so he doesn't do shit.
Yeah. 36, 37. I'm going to get him in here and get him to have a go and see if he can beat it. Thank you, Molly, for taking on the speed challenge.
Thank you for having me. I didn't break anything.
What'd you end up in? Where'd we end up? 30. What was your time?
Beat Coco, so we've come in at 21.
You just didn't get last.
Am I second last?
Yeah, that's all right.
Fuck. Oi, it's fine.
I
didn't get last. That was the goal.
That was the goal.
Well,
you've gone through this whole, you've come back, you've gone from modelling to trying to find a normal job to an even more
crazy job.
Yeah, crazy career of like a combination of a bunch of different things. And then little old Bambi.
appears.
Bambi's your little girl. How old is she now?
She's nearly 2. She's 2 next month, which is crazy.
That's mental. 2 years old.
Yep. How
Time
do I have a
flies.
human?
Yeah.
A little human.
How old when you had Bambi? How old are you now?
I'm 28 now.
28 now, so 26-ish.
Yeah.
How not having a normal career
Yeah.
and a normal 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
Same thing again. There's not a path for
not at
mums
all.
like you. There's not a lot of mums out there to find
Who are
information
doing it.
on, to
Yeah.
vent on, and to kind of that are in the same situation as you. How do you go from that line of work into transitioning into motherhood? Like there's a whole bunch of other complications that you've had with like was it fiscus? How do you say it?
Fistula.
That's it.
Fistula. Fistula. Yeah. No, I just had a hole that created itself inside my body that wasn't meant to be there when I was pregnant. That was fun.
Was that from being
They
pregnant?
think that I had it quite a while before I was pregnant.
Yeah.
But you just notice so much more when you're pregnant.
So many
you
things
feel,
come-
and the
when
pain
the baby
started.
takes all the good stuff out of your body and you
they're
start
taking
to
it all, and you're like, oh, there's something wrong. So,
and then
8 surgeries later, here we are.
like if anyone's followed Mollie on Instagram, she puts a lot, like you do, put a lot of information out there for people that are shared a lot of the information, encouraging people that are sort of in the same situation or have some similar things to kind of that there are people out there going through the same thing, like which is kind of, I think, really nice. There's probably like how the bloody hell do you go from, like, obviously you worked because you kept working, like you had Bambi,
kept working,
you
fell
had all
pregnant,
these surgeries,
had surgeries during my pregnancy,
had Bambi, and the whole way through you kind of kept working and DJing. Like you need an income, right? And like going to the government is
you have to
a really hard, like going to the government asking for money is a really hard thing.
Yeah.
Like you've got to apply for jobs and give reasons and blah, 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 all those kind of things. A lot of time it's a lot easier just to continue on, suck it up and work and to earn money and put food on the table for your family.
100%. So it was definitely a challenge, but I think I was just super grateful as well that I was able to fall pregnant whilst having health issues. And then with my family support, with my partner's support, I think I worked till I was like 7-8 months pregnant still.
Yeah, I remember you were DJ
I was
gigs.
DJing pregnant. I had like hoodies on at gigs in Brisbane, like hoodies over my stomach. And then people being like, is she pregnant? No. Shots.
Throw them over the shoulder.
Yeah, throw them over the shoulder.
Over the shoulder.
Yeah.
I do that and I'm not,
Yeah, I still do it now.
Mate, that's insane. Shots. Like being able to do that while you're pregnant and then continuing on that same life. Like as soon as you had Bambi, when did you do your first gig after you had Bambi?
2 months after. Yeah.
Most fun, like
it was
not shaming here or anything, but like a lot of people don't go back. Yeah, they have a lot of time off.
Yeah.
Or like even dad, I really struggled to go back to work as a dad. I just wanted to be around my kid. I didn't want to have time off. I was just
like we need the income. Like to go from, obviously then when I was pregnant, I couldn't tour or do as much work as I was.
Yeah.
So I had to step back quite a bit, but you can't live off one person's income. Like it's just too hard. So I was just like, I've got to do it. Like feed the baby, breastfeed the baby, go to the gig,
come home,
pump some milk, it was definitely weird the first year. Definitely a challenge, but we got there.
You definitely did.
Yeah, got there.
And then how was the pregnancy and the birth experience? Like obviously all that surgery and all those kind of things.
Yeah.
Surely like it took a toll.
It was
like
really
I remember
scary.
I remember having a lot of conversations with mostly Brok, who was your partner, about where you're at and how you're going and all those kind of things. And like I just remember just being like, fuck, I don't know how she keeps going. Like how does she have the strength to do all these things?
Yeah, for sure. I think like at the end of the day, as I said before, I felt so blessed that I could fall pregnant in the first place. So I just had to keep pushing through. The surgeries were obviously, I had 4 surgeries whilst I was still pregnant to try and just make sure the hole that was inside of me wasn't affecting Bambi. But of course, every time you go under, they say there's a chance that she's not going to be okay.
Because they're monitoring 2 heartbeats.
So that for me was obviously really daunting. But again, I think the best thing that I did was get a team of people, professionals as well around me, like psychologists, all my GP, all the specialists to talk to and be honest all the time when I was having my shit days or having my good days. Again, like I said, I jumped on social media at the time and just chatted if I needed to vent. A lot of people reached out to me that were going through the same thing, so I could have a chat to them and see where they were at. And, you know, like you just, at the end of the day, I think what gets me through all the time is that I'm alive. You have one life. You have to just push through, because now I'm a mum. I've got that little girl that's looking up to me.
Yeah.
And I want to inspire her. I want her to look back and go, oh my God, my mum pushed through for me, pushed through for our family, and how bloody blessed are we to be here.
You have absolutely done that.
Yeah.
Did you know anyone, like the Fistula thing, like did you know anyone that has had that previously?
I had never even heard of it.
Because when you guys told me about it, I had never heard of it at all.
So it's called a complicated tracking fistula. No one wants to talk to anyone about it because it's to do with your bowel. So they're like, gross. But it can happen. It's quite common that people can get these holes that they don't even know. And like if you feel that something's wrong, get it checked. That's all I'm going to say. Because when I first found out, they just went, oh, it sounds like muscular pain. It was some random doctor, and I just left it. Yeah. So if I hadn't have left it, I wouldn't have had to go through all of what I went through.
All of what you went through. And did you like, obviously, did you know anyone that had it before, or did you?
No, through social media
connected with
and
people that had
opening up about what I was going through. I then had even pregnant people. I had people that had 24 surgeries until it was fixed. Wow. So the 8th one fixed mine. Yeah. But even like there was so many people through socials that
like you could actually start to like being able to reach out. Like you've obviously you got like 30,000 on Instagram. You've had that for a while, but like being able to have that amount of people reach out, and then people come to you and be like, hey, I've got the same thing. Like I did this, or I did, like being able to
have just conversations with people
and find out a little bit more about somebody that's probably a little bit further along in 100%. That journey.
And there was so many as well. Like I just had no idea, again, when they said to me, we've found through it was an ultrasound that you have this hole inside of you. It's called a complicated tracking fistula. I went, what is that?
Is it like, explain to me what it like where the hole sits and what?
Pretty much 4 inches inside my right butt cheek. Yeah. Like just next to your bowel. So the thing is with so many surgeries, they've now had to cut into my bowel as well. But a lot of people, again, that have had it much worse. They end up having a bag and not being able to, function properly.
Even go to the toilet properly.
And I thankfully didn't get to that stage, or hopefully won't get to that stage. So, fingers crossed.
How do you find the balance now that you've obviously you're at the end of that journey? How do you find the work-life balance now? Going back into DJing, booking a gig as a mum, now Bambi's a lot more vocal about when mum leaves it. I know.
Where you going, mum?
Yeah, I know from my daughter Lola, if I leave the house and she doesn't want me to leave, it's very hard for me to leave. It
breaks my heart a lot of the time. Bambi is very mummy's girl.
Because a lot of gigs are at night, right?
Yeah.
Most of them are at night when they're going to sleep, and they're used to you putting them to sleep and getting
reading to them, routine.
And everything you read about being a parent is routine and routine. That's how, and then all of a sudden,
no routine.
Mum's got to go to a DJ gig, or dad's got to go to work here, and because you both do a lot of night work.
Yeah, and I've been lucky again because Brok's picked up a lot of stuff since I've not been able to work as much.
Yeah.
I did have a time there when I was on bed rest for 8 weeks as well. So that was scary for me and Bambi and Brok. But she still cracks it when I leave. Every time I leave her, Mummy, come back. Where are you going?
Do you feel like now she's getting a little bit older, you're starting to get a bit of Mollie time back in your life?
I feel like, to be honest, now it's you just can't sit down. It's go, go, go.
Walking.
I feel
as soon as they start walking and moving around, it's very hard. Yeah, a bit of chat back.
But I think I'm lucky because we still, I'll either be DJing or modeling or doing something. We still have, our life hasn't changed necessarily that much in work-wise. Bambi's just she comes to things with us, or it's kind of, we work around that now. She's involved in things.
They've got to, I had this, when we had Lola, I was she has to fit into our life as much as we fit into her life.
Sure.
And she's always, every Friday she's here at the office at I'm pretty sure she's probably about to turn up in about.
Yes.
Oh, she's here. She's actually here.
Should have bought Bambi.
But she comes to the office and she is involved in our lives as much much as possible. And I love it when she comes here. She runs around and gives everyone hugs, and everyone
you want them involved
and shit. But
if I could take her to gigs and have her in the booth with little headphones on, I totally would.
How far?
I totally would. Totally would.
But that's such an important part of being a parent is everything you read. That was probably one of the hardest things for me and my wife, Chris, was everything you read is routine. We've never, ever had routine. We've always owned our own businesses and
creatives.
And when you're DJing, you just, when you're reading all that shit and you're doing the opposite and you're having a rough day or a rough time or whatever it is.
Yeah. It's, you just got to make it work though. And I think they start to understand as well that they're then a part of your life. And don't
be scared to. No. I think the number one advice I would have would be, don't be scared to get them involved in your life. Don't be scared to take them to work things, or there is a limit when it's at a bar or it's
but events and stuff,
events and all those kind of things. And we're we've made it very clear that here at Mr. Consistent, all 3 owners have kids. We have staff that have kids.
Yeah.
That
all
kids
involved.
are welcome.
Yeah.
At this workplace, at this office, at things that we go do, they're always involved.
Which is so
important,
good. So bloody good.
So important to being a part of a mum. How is Bambi going? Talking, walking?
She's massive. I can hardly lift her up. She's huge.
If you've been on Mollie's Instagram, it's at the Mollie Rose.
Yeah. She's a little chunky monkey, but
look at Mollie's Instagram. And then find Brok's profile, which is at Brok Nielsen.
And then put Brok in a dress.
And then shrink him.
And then
just a little bit.
Put Brok in a dress.
And then put my mouth on Brok.
Yeah.
And it's Bambi. It's crazy, but it's just gone so fast too.
She's so fucking
Sometimes
cute.
I look at her and I'm like, she's talking back to me. She's telling me what she wants for breakfast. I can't believe it, but she's a gem. She's massive.
She's so bloody cool.
Yeah. She's great.
When you started sharing all this information about like the fistula and is that how you say it?
Fistula.
Fistula. When you started sharing all that information, like I know myself, I kind of like I got invested in like whenever you would tell, like that's how I kind of took the information on board as a friend, like of what was happening, versus every time seeing you being like peppering you about like what's going on or whatever it is. Like I already had that information. And that way when I saw you and we caught up, we could actually just have
a normal
conversations and not, and always made it kind of like, I don't know whether you noticed or not, but I always kind of made an effort to make it not about that
sickness and
stuff and to have general conversation. Like, and if you wanted to tell me, you would tell me, because I knew you were doing like regular psychology sessions and having.
I think that's why also I liked posting stuff in a way on socials or stories, because it felt like, okay, here's the information, would message as well at the same time or beforehand, like friends and family.
Yeah.
And then I felt like I wasn't asked as much in person because people just knew.
Yeah, yeah.
But I now think it's gotten to the point with different health stuff pop up, you just kind of, you need to know when to draw the line and how much you want to share with people.
Because once you share, for me, I have that friendship with you where I feel like I can ask you at any time.
Yeah.
But when you do like a Q&A on Instagram, like you did one this afternoon, it was like, how's your health?
What's going on?
What's going on? Where's he at? Like, and it became very apparent.
Are you updating us all soon?
Yeah, you're updating us all soon. It becomes very apparent then when you put stuff out, they want it all. They want it all. They want more and more. And
so it gets the point that it's hard because I've opened up so much. So it's like when do you say, okay, no, like that's enough. And you don't want to necessarily then let all the people down that have followed you or that have supported you for so long as well. But I think in myself, I've got to put me and my family first. And I don't want my whole life to revolve around my illness or other things that have popped up now. So I'm just trying to slowly not open up as much. But yeah, it's hard. Like it's nonstop, the questions. Because every single day I have at least one guilty, person. Right? You feel so bad and you're like, should I just say what's happening? Should I just tell everyone what's going on now? But for my own mental state, I've just got to know when to say no now. And I was so thankful that I did open up when I did about my previous health issues. But I think now with the future stuff, it's just better to keep it between family.
And when you give them all of that.
Yeah.
And then you don't, like, this is probably the thing you're starting to experience now is you've given them all that information and they know there's some other things going on.
Yeah.
But they feel like you owe it to them and you get, like, I've seen you post like the troll photos and stuff like.
I try not to too much, but sometimes when they're really nasty, I'm like, I've had it. I've actually had enough.
So many people post photos or post negative shit about your weight and all that kind of stuff. Like, and I've been to dinner with you and I've been to lunch with you and I've and you order 2 lunches and you pull your salt out of your bag and you're like.
But we also now know that like that's a part of like, even I have opened up and said I've got adrenal fatigue. My adrenal glands, like my metabolism is literally on overdrive, like it's working overtime. Yeah. That's why I'm always hungry. That's why I'm so little. But the other thing, like on Instagram, I get that everyone's supporting curvy and that's in right now, but why aren't we supporting each other as in everyone's general. In general, everyone's an individual. It doesn't matter about my health issues or whatever. If I'm a little human, why shouldn't that be okay? Like why do they feel the need to still, I guess, come at me in a way? And I'm fine with it. Like I'll literally, the other day I had to post bloody an undies and bra thing and I'm like, I'm waiting for it. I'm going to get attacked. Like, but I shouldn't feel like that. I should just be like, this is part of my job. I have to do this post for this brand. It's in undies and bras. You're obviously going to say that I'm small and that's okay because everyone's different. Everyone's their own shape and size. And that's what's cool about being your own person. You know what I mean?
You get to do what you want when you want.
What you want.
How you want to do it.
You are you.
Like, and you've gone and got
Harry Potter tattoos. Fucking just do whatever makes you feel good.
There's a period where like I've been privy to the the part where you came back as Mollie the model to Mollie who you are, Mollie Rose currently, and you like I saw
you've known me for like 6 years.
Yeah, but I saw that like the transition of like you becoming who you actually are, and your hair's always a different color.
Yeah,
you're always wearing quirky shit. You've finally gone and got like the tats and all the things that you wanted to do to express yourself that you've probably held back as a younger you because
had to. I was just told as well this is the way you've got to be and that's it. But yeah, I think as you get older as well, you just slowly find who you are and you need to stop caring what everyone else thinks of you.
Other people think.
Yeah, you just have to be you and bloody love yourself. Like I think that's such a big thing at the moment. Everyone's always waiting to be patted on the back or told they're doing a good job. Tell yourself you're doing a good job. Because
celebrate your wins. Like take the 10 seconds to be like, fuck, like I've done whatever it is. I've done a good job of this.
I'm alive.
Yeah.
I'm alive.
You've raised a kid. She's 2 years old.
Yeah.
She's talking, she's walking, she's
healthy
eating, she's healthy, like all those kind of things, patting you instead of waiting for people to pat you on the back and be like, oh
yeah, I'm doing good.
Such a good mum, Mollie, instead of being like,
no, I'm a bloody good mum. I woke up this morning and she's fed. She's healthy. We're good. She's dressed and bath. Let's go.
The best.
Yeah.
She's happy.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing. I love
so
happy kids.
This episode is sponsored by our production team. They're working around the clock using the freshest ingredients to make our delicious cocktail mixes for you guys to enjoy. Now back to the episode.
On the subject of Bambi.
Yes.
You obviously have a whole lot of life that is in, like we've talked about, like so much of it is in the social media. And you talk about like you're removing part of the, I guess the health journey from it. And Bambi's a pretty big part of your life on social media as well. Yeah. How do you like, what part do you censor? What part do you keep going? Like for me, like I've got my Instagram, like is Lola's dad. Yeah. Like that's I've got my page, which is all my work stuff and cocktails and all the work stuff I do. But then I've got this other part of my life that is just like, I wanted to be a dad for the longest period and I wanted a girl and I got a girl and I got a little girl. But I love sharing all of her life on social media for my friends, my family, and like
for sure
how happy she is. And I feel like she gives people the happiness that like the things that make me happy also can
when
make
I
other
don't
people
post
happy.
Bambi, I get, where's Bambi?
Yeah.
Like kind of gets to that.
But then how like all the in that world, like you keep going and you post and post and post and then like we're bringing these kids up in a world where social media and your following is fucking huge. Like you've got a lot of people invested in you.
Because it's like, again, even if I'm with my mum at Pack Fair and people come up or whatever, mum freaks out and like runs away. But it's kind of then I start to think about, should I be posting as much as Bambi? Is she going to be upset with me that when she's older that I've shared so much of her life?
Yeah.
But also I'm raising her to be a strong-minded individual that hopefully she's just going to do her own thing no matter what I post or what I share.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to continue to share her because she's bloody brings joy to everyone, that little nugget.
It's so funny when like people see like friends of mine. Sorry. The cocktails taking control. Burpee cocktails getting in. Espresso martini. I'll post stuff and like we've had in this business, people come into this business that like we follow each other on social media or they follow me because of this business. And then Lola walked in the other day and someone was like, "Hey Lola." Like she doesn't know. She didn't know them from a bar or soap. She's never met this person, doesn't know who they are. And she was kind of like, whoa.
Like, hi.
Yeah, and like was like overwhelmed by this person knowing her name and knowing who she was. And just kind of like, Dad, who's that? How do they know my name? And I was kind of like, that was my first reality of like, holy shit.
Do I need to explain this now?
Yeah.
Stop posting or...
I don't know. I kind of don't know how to, I still haven't really processed it, but I was kind of like, everybody knows her name and they like, you walk down the street and people are like, "Hi Lola." And then like, but she doesn't know who they are. And she, as a 3-year-old,
you're like, what?
It's kind of fucking scary when somebody knows your name but you don't know who they are.
Because then you're like, stranger danger. We meant to be teaching them that, or
this is the other thing.
What's happening?
Where I was kind of going with it is that there is a lot of there's predators out there, and
100%.
like as a parent, you don't really understand it until you watch on the news and a baby is put in the back. Awful. Like I think this week alone there was a baby put in the back of the car or something, and the car was stolen, or like Daniel Morecambe story.
Yeah, it's
like,
always in the back of your head. It's always
in the back of your head of like, what if? What like there's predators out there. There always is, and that kind of the part that scares me is I'm putting all this stuff out there for anybody to see.
Yeah, they're all gonna know.
If somebody like they can get a lot of information. From social media to use to prey on, if you will. I'm not like fuck. Touch wood, fingers crossed that never happens. And I'm like, I'm an eagle because it's my daughter. But there's parts where I'm not with her when she's at kindy and all those kind of things. And you kind of think you're a little bit scared.
Because you're like, do I need to now start explaining
stranger danger?
Yeah,
or
if
like,
you don't know them or you don't recognize them, don't go with them.
Yeah.
Or I feel I've thought about it now a lot, and I'm it's like I said, I still feel like I'll keep sharing, but it's also is that little bit of a scary factor that people now know your child or recognize them, or I'll get a message when, say, my mom has her saying, I just saw Bambi at the park, and I don't know that person.
That shit's pretty weird.
And that for me is a bit like, oh, like, have they gone up to her? Have they, and it like, but yeah, I don't know. I don't have an answer. Yeah, I think I think I've just got to go along with it and just start to slowly explain. If I keep her on social media, people might know your name and stuff, but they're not your family. They're not your friends. If you don't recognize them, maybe don't go.
Be careful.
Yeah, be careful.
Now that you are a mum, you're still DJing. Are you working on like new music and stuff?
I am. I'm working with Ty Daniels and Kai Grant. We will hopefully be releasing in the next, I would say Christmas or January. I want to release at least 3 tracks. I was holding off for a while there just because I was like, normally I don't know, tour off the release of a track. The last song that I released was with a mate of mine who actually passed away. So that also put a big, I don't know, hole in my heart that I didn't want to keep releasing things after he was gone. Yeah. It was a big thing for me. Like you know Harry. Yeah. So after releasing that track and doing my shows and everything, I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I want to keep doing that. But yeah, I've been writing again in the studio again, and we'll definitely be releasing stuff.
I think the other part to mention is people don't actually know that you write a song, you make a song. Yeah. You don't earn any money from putting that song out. Like it might go on Spotify and you get some little 1 cent royalty drips through
25 cents for that.
25 cents every 6 years from Spotify and stuff. Where you actually make money is when you release a song or you release a couple of songs and, you then you tour, you do a show and all those kind of things. That's how you actually
make the money from it.
From doing it.
Yeah.
And when you can't, I think currently, I don't know, a lot of music being put out won't get toured, or people won't make as much money off the outcome, or people are holding back on putting new music out.
So many people.
Because they like, I think Kanye, like he earned, it was in the millions, like millions of dollars from doing like 3, and that's why he kept holding his album back, because he's making money off these listening shows.
Yeah.
He's not going to make as much money off putting an album out. It's the shows that make him all the cash.
Yeah, and that's like the scariest thing right now. It's like you put your heart and soul to making these tracks. Do I want to release it? Yeah, I might get sick plays or everyone might love it, but
I need to earn money from it.
I need to make money from it.
That's how you earn money from that hard work.
That's why, for myself especially, I haven't rushed into releasing stuff because I like having a plan in place of what I'm going to do with it. But even Brok, Stevie, they're the other way. They're like, you should be releasing everything all the time. You just never know. So I don't know. We'll see. But definitely we'll release either way in the next few months. Cool. These few tracks. Yeah.
I'm excited because I loved your old stuff.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I did the cover.
You did. You did the cover work. You did the cover art for it.
Still got it.
Bang.
Cover artwork.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to play a little game.
Oh, exciting.
We're going to play a little game to wrap
Yes.
this baddie up.
How good.
The Shake Up card game, it is out. You can buy it online. It's Never Have I Ever Pack.
That's dangerous.
It's a little game to, you wet the whistle with a couple of Mr. Consistent cocktails. You whip the card game out. You might find some shit about your friends that you never knew.
That's what you want. That's what you bloody want. Oh.
I reckon this one we've already talked about, party with a celebrity. We know you partied with some cool celebrities.
Yeah. Even I did not mention that Drake sung me happy birthday.
Hang on that's fucking second.
Yeah.
Drake sang you happy birthday.
So on his Aussie tour, my best friend Roxy, she's a model as well. She knows his photographer Theo, and they said, "Do you want to come backstage?" And it was my birthday, and we're like, "Yeah, we'll come backstage." Finish the show, and they brought a cupcake out, and Drake sung me happy birthday, and we partied like all night. Left, by the way, Brok and Stevie, they had their tickets. Left them in Brisbane.
GA.
Left them in Brisbane. And it's not like something you go tell around, but they were the coolest. We smoked shisha and stuff with them. And yeah, Drake has sung me happy birthday, and he's really tall. He is really bloody tall. He's a bloody giant. So that was that. That's
Drake sang you happy birthday. Get the fuck out of town.
And I have his security guard's number. Sorry, Brok. But he always said...
Don't fuck up, Brok.
Yeah. He literally said, if your man ever does wrong by you, here's my number. I'm like, these guys are brutal, but bloodies, yeah,
that
the
is
best.
so sick.
Yeah.
All right. Seeing as that story is so good, we're going to go for another one. You can choose one of these two.
Okay.
Choose one.
Choose one, right. Yeah. Okay, that one.
Never have I ever travelled overseas with less than $500 in my bank account.
Yeah, LA. When I moved over to LA, I had like $350. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get home. Lucky within a week I got signed with an agency. And
what did you spend the $350 on in the week?
Mate, I was just getting noodles and like bread, just eating noodles and bread. And yeah, it was crazy. It was.
Did you have a plan B?
No.
Not even like, Mum, can you transfer me $30 or like?
Oh, look, if I really had to, but I'm that person that would never ask. So I was like, I will make this happen. I know that there's some people interested that want to work with me over here. I'm just going to go. And everyone told me not to. And that's as well. I was like, no, I'm going to go.
Like driving factor. People saying no, driving you to do it.
So
I reckon, I'm going to ask you this one as well, because I reckon you'll have a good story about this, because you wear some pretty weird shit.
Thanks, mate. It's true though.
No, but you love fashion. Like you always, like whenever you do, like you go to lots of things, or you do shows
always
or whatever it is.
Wear the most random shit.
Yeah. Like the shoes you've got on today, they're fucking humongous.
They're so comfy though. It's like Spice Girl vibes all over again.
Sporty Spice.
Yeah.
Had a cringeworthy wardrobe malfunction.
Absolutely. My first gig back, I was DJing and my boob started leaking pretty much all over the deck. Like the deck.
Stop it.
Because I was breastfeeding still.
Breastfeeding vibes.
Fuck. It, like all these 18-year-olds partying. I look down, milk coming out onto the decks. Like I'm talking like, I didn't even think about, I'm a mum now, I've got to wear like breast pads or whatever when you breastfeed. Yeah. Like you just don't think because you're just breastfeeding all the time. So it goes back to work, first gig back, milk just pisses out. And I'm like, this is sick.
People have like.
Sick.
We've got, I think we've got like a fair few of our like listeners are younger.
Yeah.
And like they just like, they have not, like most people do. I didn't have an idea till we had Lola.
Yeah.
That like, you don't get to choose when the milk comes out. The milk chooses when it comes out.
It just starts flowing. So that was awful, but hilarious when I look back now. I'm like,
Yeah, that is so loose.
Yeah.
Mollie, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your story.
Thanks for having me.
I is really one like when Kirsten, who organises the podcast, told me you were going to come in, I was like, I was so excited because you have like this really cool story of the whole modelling thing into transitioning into finding who you are and what you want to do as life, and then throw a baby in there and then throw like the health complications in there and stuff. And like you did the whole time, you just fucking keep going. Every time I see you, you're happy, you have a smile on your face. Like you're always positive. Like you're a gem. I bloody love you.
No, I love you too. Thank you for having me.
But thank you so much for coming in. You can follow Mollie it's at the Mollie Rose on Instagram.
Yep.
You got a Facebook page as well?
Yeah, it's all just the Mollie Rose. Like
you got mixtapes and stuff on like SoundCloud, Mixcloud?
Yeah.
Look up Mollie Rose, the Mollie Rose on SoundCloud. Is it Mixcloud as well?
Spotify.
She's got songs on Spotify. You can listen to them all there. We'll link them in the description.
YouTube.
Yeah, you got YouTube as well.
Yeah, shows and stuff on there.
Jump on there. Give Mollie a follow. Hit her up in the DMs.
Say hi.
Say hi.
Say hello.
Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, mate.
See ya.
Bye.
That's today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, leave a review. Go show the Shake Up some love and stay connected. Don't forget you can watch all of our episodes on YouTube. Also, jump over to our Shake Up Cocktail Gang Facebook page where you can find out who's coming up on the podcast. And if you've got questions for them, I'll ask the bloody questions. You can also use the code SHAKEUP for 10% off on mrconsistent.com.au. Thank you so much for listening. And just remember, shit that's fresh.